So I looked down and noticed that the lapel mic was already on, which means that it was just on, burning battery. I hate burning battery. I just do. I mean, I don't know what I'm telling y'all. Y'all don't care. But what I do care about is I was looking at the image and I was looking at mine. I was looking at the image and I was looking at mine. And I was looking at the image and I was looking at mine and I was like, wait, I'm still off. And no one even pointed it out. No one's like, you're wrong, you dummy. No, I'm playing. But I feel like this goes in more in this particular thing. So we're just looking at it and looking at it. We're just looking at this and looking at this. And I actually had a small rant prepared where I was going to be hard on myself over it. But, you know, you look at it from the right angle and it's fine. I mean, it looks fine to me. But this is where being a mental modeler comes in, because, you know, I look at it, I'm like, is it fine? Is it fine? Is it fine? Is it fine? Bada swing. You know, I do want to look at this area and just think about how we're dealing with the body of it. So let's shift V, get rid of local. I rebooted my computer, so I'm good now. Even though my computer is freezing and it's like giving me errors, and the guys are telling me on the Discord that I need to basically replace my hard drive, you know, or else my computer is going to keep making me very mad. So I'm going to do it, but I mean, come on, I got to replace the hard drive. This computer is like a TJ Pocket Watch, referring to that show, I Think You Should Leave, if anyone's seen it. But yeah, this computer is spring-loaded. It'll just explode into pieces the moment that I try to do anything. But I jest, of course. It's not that bad, but it is going to be a pain when I open that computer. You know, I think I have to open it and clean the fan and all sorts of stuff. Like, I actually ordered a bunch of computer cleaning stuff for someone else, but I never got it for myself. It's like, why am I going to clean a computer? It's a computer. I'm very hard on computers. So, you know, my nuance whenever it comes to AI is very weird. Because on one hand, you would think that I'm a bot lover, you know, modeler of bots, I love bots, but no, beat a bot's ass. Like, you know, I'm friendly with bots. I mean, I love bots. I will beat a bot. Like, when my friends are trying to convince me to play a game with them, they're like, hey, you want to kill some bots? I'm like, oh, Lord. Yes, please. Because it's just so great. You get in there, you kill these bots, and they don't hurt. It doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't hurt them. They love it. You know, because I get thank you notes from the bots. They're like, thank you for fragging me the other day. I'm like, wow, what a quick 93 thing to say. But okay, bot. And we just go on. So, I mean, I love killing bots. You know, I'm just giving you the recipe for seducing me in these videos. Do not seduce me, alright? I'm already with someone. And that's enough of a headache. I'm looking at the image and I'm like, is that rounded? I mean, it's rounded like right there. And then I will just take that. I'll be like, okay. And someone asked me if I was going to model this and clean up the geometry, and that's like my new resolve. My new resolve is that I'm going to try to model cleaner. I'm going to stop being a lazy ass, because, you know, I've been so obsessed with design and being on the design part. And design is cool, you know, when you're a superstar designer. But, you know, I'm just falling back to being technical. I'm just going to be a technical loser. I'm a jabroni now. I'm a jobber. You send me in to take the 3 fall. Like, I have confrontations with people where they get mad at me over the term jobber, because I'll call things jobbers and people jobbers. I'm like, that guy, he's a jobber. So look, if you call me a jobber, I won't even be offended. I don't know. Catch me at the wrong time, I might be offended. I'll be like, a jobber? How dare you? I'm more than a jobber, but I'm a glorified jobber. You know, if you were trying to reduce me down to nothing, that's what you'd say. You'd be like, that Max, he's just a glorified jobber, and then you give him a job, all right? Because, but I don't need a job right now. I'm just being facetious, so, you know, I gotta stop saying jokes like that, because people are probably just searching by the transcripts, and they're like, yo, there's a guy in a video modeling 8 hours a day, and he's talking about, give me job. Like, I got a model form, and that's what happens. Like, I always make jokes about that, but that saying still is true. Like, when you're in this build, all you have to do if you're trying to get somewhere is just work on your own plan. Just work on a plan, and someone's going to come along and be like, hey, I'll give you a sack of gold for you to rethink that plan and work on it with me. And I'm just looking at what we have going on here in the power save. So I do want to save the file. I don't want to overwrite the next iteration. I was working on this other file, but when I get negative comments, they sometimes distract me from other content. I'm like, I guess I gotta go do more fundamental stuff. Yeah, I take it hard. Sorry. So yesterday, I went out to a surprise party for a friend of mine. If he's watching this video, first of all, why are you watching these videos? You loser. You don't even use Blender. Alright. And I call everybody a loser now, especially if they don't use Blender. You know, everybody's like, we're going to go with AI. It's like, I'm coming over to Blender. No, you don't. No, don't even come over here. Stay out of here. Y'all made fun of me. That's the funny part, too, is like, everybody made fun of me for using Blender forever. Ever. There were like memes about me. They were like, oh, don't talk to him. All he talks about is Blender. Like, I was a madman. And now, I'm madder, and everybody's using Blender now. They're like, it's cool now because everybody's just using Blender. They're like, my hometown program decided that I'm not worthy of even people clothes. Like, yeah. And they decided that a long time ago. Adobe, Autodesk, Maxon, sorry. But, not sorry. I mean, when they started putting the craziest DRM you've ever seen on your computer, I was like, whoa, this is crazier than Photoshop. And Photoshop's pretty crazy. You know, I used to love Photoshop. That used to be my GIF creation program. It was a massive part of my marketing system and, you know, pipeline for, like, creating infographics and stuff like that. And having it taken away from me, I never got a replacement. I probably am going to need to make Blender be that replacement in the worst way. And I don't even know why I got in and solved it. I mean, I'm just being ridiculous. So we're just looking at this, and, you know, really I feel like this part is bigger. Like, I look at this and I look at this and I'm like, are my eyes deceiving me? So let us press Q and we will late parent, and let us place the 3D cursor here. Oh, right here. We'll place the cursor there, and we'll scale by the cursor. And let's unparent everything, but we want to keep transformation. And we are just experimenting with scaling. You know, we have so much hidden. There we are back in our original view where we have everything back showing again. And I do miss having my screen keys show the way that they are. You know, it does look very lovely. I'm a big fan of it. Probably driving you guys crazy. You know, like, you know, MX, he's got problems. You know, he put his screencast keys everywhere, and he slaps them in the middle of the screen. What's wrong with that guy? The nerve of that MX. I'm telling you, I hate him. Conflag nabbit. Alright, you know, you got to hit them with the old-timey terms that sound like you're making flapjacks. That old conflab nabbit, that old pesky MX. We got to get him. Alright, we got to head him off at the pass. Alright, I'll stop making old-time western jokes. This is funny to me. Sorry. What's funny to me is never going to be funny to others. I'm telling you, every time I ever get broken up with, they all say the same thing. They insult my comedy. They're like, yeah, you aren't funny at all. I'm like, damn. Okay, watch, one day it's going to happen to me again. It's going to happen to me again. Be like, you aren't funny. It's like, why do you have to go there? Be like, also, you go through Mel problems. I'm like, oh, you went there. Well, I'm deleting you out of the Rolodex, alright? That's all you can say when people are being that way. I'm deleting you out of my Rolodex. So if you have to delete me out of your Rolodex, lay it on me. Say it in the comments below. MX, you're getting out of my Rolodex, bud. You know, it was the Cosby joke 2 videos ago, saying that you would watch Cosby again. You know, that indicated you were watching him to begin with, and that also indicates that you are not apologetic over his cancellation scenario. It's like, dang. Look, I'm not trying to go down over Cosby. I'm not pro Cosby, alright? Let me put my foot down on that. You know, I'm not pro AI, and I'm also not pro Cosby, alright? I'm just a guy. What I'm realizing, though, is I formed all my opinions kind of in isolation, and as a result, I didn't come into the same mathematical equation as groupthink. So for this, what I want to do is, we'll just call this OG. And I've been trying to use more full copies to just do things. So we'll just full copy, and we'll just call this CONV. So we got our OG, we got our conv. So, you know, we'll put a number 1 in front of the OG, and then we'll put a 2 in front of the conv, so that way we know what's going on. And we're just going to convert this and make it work out. But yeah, someone was asking me if I was going to be doing this with this mesh too. They were like, hey, are you going to convert that? It's like, you know it, Buster Brown. Like, I love it when people ask for things that are already in the plans, because they're a lot easier. Like, those are the easiest requests. That's why I don't do requests, guys, because the easiest requests are the ones that are done without any effort. Because then the next thing I know, I'm modeling Mandalorians and station wagons and Studebakers and all this other stuff. And look, I gotta model the add-on empire. You can either be here for it or you cannot be here for it, but it's a party. You're all welcome to join. You know, I almost contemplate how it could become a job, like a job where, because I've always focused on the coding aspect of things, and I want to focus on some of the other sides of things now, just because, you know, I just have this spirit now. I have an end time spirit now in my head. I'm like, okay, if it's the end times, then I'm going to behave as if it's the end times. And, you know, people are like, but it's not the end times. Like, you should have told me that before you were telling me it was the end times. That's why the news better leave me to hell alone. Alright, because I will hear some news about end times, and hey, it's that end time party, guys. It's time for us to prepare to meet our maker. We're going to pull out all the stops, and we're not going to be held back anymore. And, I mean, easier said than done, I know you're saying. But I'm going to try to, through my content, become better. I'm going to try to improve, like, because look, I tell you guys all the time, I'm like, look, I am no master. I'm just literally a guy trying to model. I just do a little bit better every time, and that's it. I'm obsessed with practice, and because of my tech support experience, other people have cooler experience in their origin story. My story is answering phones. Like, hey guys, I used to answer phones. How's that for building superpowers? But yeah, my skill is based on, you know, answering calls and being under pressure. I mean, even the gift of gab is what I call it, is from me basically being on phones and also hanging out with friends, and, you know, them hanging out and not going home, even though they probably should have. But instead, I'm like, no, bro, you can hang out. They're like, but you're working. It's like, oh, no, it's cool, dude. I'll mute and I'll say stuff occasionally, and also you can hear me deal with these West Virginians. So it was a good time all around. Like, we got to do so much during tech support, but my favorite was playing Halo. Nothing is greater than being in Halo and just getting like a Kilimanjaro. I'm not even trying to brag on myself, but you'll get a Kilimanjaro and you'll be on a call with some old person, and you just have to stay quiet. You have to stay quiet. You can't be like, sir, I am destroying in this game. But you want to. Like, you almost want to be like, sir, be quiet. I got a kill streak, sir. They'd be like, a kill streak? Hey, I was about to say, make a joke, but West Virginians are pretty interesting on the phone. I'm not going to say that the whole area is racist or anything, but like I used to, because that's, you know, kind of cruel to West Virginians, and there's good people everywhere, right? Isn't that what Trump says? Sorry, I gotta stop quoting Trump in videos before people really get the wrong idea about me. I'm just a man for the laws, for the laws. You know, that's how he got elected last time. They elected him for the laws, by the way. And they're going to re-elect him probably for the laws because the country is just not lawing. And then the world will end. Or the world will not end. I'm betting on the world not ending because all throughout school, they're just like, yo, the school's going to end. The world's going to end. You know, the world was going to end on 9/11. The world was going to end on 9/12. It was going to end. And it kind of did end. It ended for other people, but for us in America, you know, life just goes on. So we just move on. We just move on. Next tragedy, right? Which is always a doozy. The tragedies are just what really sets the tone. And all of that is baked into the cake. I mean, not greater tragedies, but the need for us to model away from it, to, you know, seek a purity in 3D, a meditation, you know, a time to like I was reading a book and they're talking about meditation and mindfulness training, and I was like, wow, that sounds pretty good. Like, I should spend time mentally thinking about, you know, just what I'm grateful for and gratitude and all of that, right? But because of the state of the world, I have to also be modeling at the same time. So I'm grateful for so much. I'm grateful for every function that's working. I'm grateful for the program that allows it to work. You know, the table that we serve, the table of the orange and white, the B3D, you know, we honor their shrine. It goes unspoken. We are honoring shrines on their shrine. So we are just doing a little sub-D conversion. You know, sub-D conversion is a matter of acceptance. Like, that's the crazy thing about it, and that's why people hate it, by the way. Like, I think that's what it is that it's like committing in a relationship. It's like deciding to stick with that person. I won't even go into detail there because I'm not even that type of guy. But we are just modeling, and I'm getting messages. I guess the video was a success. I did a like personal sales pitch to a person that I hang out with because, you know, he's a good friend of mine, and I thought it'd be funny to just do a video just like, hey, you, let me address what you said on an individual level. Nothing drastic or serious. You know, I'm not trying to be ugly online. It's a battle we all fight, is not getting ugly. Let's shift S, origin to selection, and we'll bisect mod to the other side. And right now I'm listening to some real music. You know, I'm always talking about how I'm always listening to AI music, but I also listen to a lot of real music. So right now I'm listening to the Persona soundtrack of Persona 5. Just some classics. I am still very much in love with human effort, and I admire it. Like, I want to do videos where I talk about it, but also human effort has a human copyright system, and they are copyrighting the hell out of me. I had a song for the ad originally that was like a human ad. Like, the whole thing was going to have a human angle, and then I started getting hit by copyright claims, and it just made me so mad that I just give up. I just give up. Like, I could write a bunch of bands and ask them for things. Like, I've done so much music related stuff in this tool that it's just unreal. And I'm not saying it in a complaining way. I'm just saying, like, I've worked with musicians. I've had entire albums collaborated upon that, you know, just haven't made it to the online part. But a long time ago, I wanted to have like a CD that accompanied Box Cutter. It would be like songs to cut to, and it would just be like this CD that would be an experience. And as you see, such ideas never go away with me. I think I say that all the time too, is that with me, an idea never goes away. And right here, I'm seeing that I need, when I press control during a join, that it toggles into a secondary state. I've requested it multiple times, but I've also thrown in like 100 bug fix reports at the same time. So it's not a matter of, oh, why didn't you do the request? It's more like, why am I so spastic that I request 800 things at the same time while their country is literally at war? So That's why we're doing the whole breaks thing, is to try to be more reasonable, because they got things going on in life, and I'm really selfish. I'm selfish, and so for me, the most important thing in the world, the entire world, is freaking add-ons. And is that like weird? Like I've also been meaning to do some songs about the transition to extensions, because I think in the add-oniverse it would be a great event, like DC level, like it'd be like Convergence or something. But before I can even begin thinking like a comic book, where I can have heroes go and come back, they got to be made. They all got to be made. I got to make Dukes. Got to bring Dukes back. And before, I was like becoming precious of my ideas in my brain because of AI. And after a while, I've realized that it's no use. First of all, I'm a trope machine. I'm built up out of cliches. Like some people are water and oxygen. I'm like cliches and tropes. Except I'm becoming more aware of it, and I'm trying to do something about it. But it's just a thing. It's a battle we all fight. To become original, we all fight that battle. Um, Unless you think it's a stupid battle, and then you are opted out of the battle. That's the secret to not being able to not getting caught up in it, is to just say, you know what, you just accept it. You're just like, yeah, that's me. So we are just sharpening pieces up, and it's just a form of sharpening to me to do the conversion. It's really nothing. It just seems like it's something, but it's not. It's just life. So we are just going to apply this, and of course when we apply, we have to clear the sharps. A new sharpen will have to, a new clear will have to exist in this new era. It will. This is something I debate with others, that that the old sharp will be able to do it, and I keep telling you guys, I have so much patience with something, and then finally in the end, I'm like, can we get this turned into atoms, please? Right now, we need it as atoms. Meaning, we gotta start over on the idea. Like, as Blender changes, I get antsy pants. Like, I want to get in and make drastic, large sweeping changes, but to change legacy, people will be like, well, it doesn't work the way that it did in 2.83. It's like, well, Blender is nothing like 2.83. I wish I could share the music that I'm listening to, but it would just be the most copy-written video ever. So here we're going to turn on multi-join, which means that we can grab all of those and bring them to the same location. It's not anything to write home about, but I would write home and send my mom a message about it, to which she would not respond because she passed away in the middle of working on hard ops. I'm not saying she died because of that, but I'm just a weirdo. I'm such a weirdo that I'm like negligent in real life over tools. And I'm not saying that like, oh, feel bad. I'm just saying like, I care. I care. Like, what really matters, I've determined. And it's not human beings. I mean, I wish it was. It would be cool if I was that type of guy, but I'm not. I really do see that time is fleeting. When I went to his birthday party yesterday, I had to apologize. I was like, listen, guys, I'm sorry. I had to, I've not been around lately. I'll also be away for a while. But, this is the state of how things got in the tool scene. And as a result, I am now back. I am back, baby. Like, certain conditions aren't allowed to befall things. So, that will make me very active. Very active. I mean, I'm always watching, and I'm always here. But, yeah, anything, overwhelmingly negative happens, yeah, I'm gonna have to come back. And this time, I was in the middle of a plan. So, I was looking at the comments, people were like, yo, I love topology, I'm topoing. It's like, ooh, people are giving me the data. They want the topo tool. And actually, I clicked the wrong button. We want to click that one, and we'll just place the edge there just to hold it. and we probably don't even need it, but we are just getting in here and just doing a conversion of this mesh for reasons that aren't even entirely clear. I mean, and that's the fun part, right? Like, even if my time was wasted and I look like an idiot, there is a lesson to be learned. Maybe that lesson is to listen to comments, but there is a lesson to be learned. So we press N and we jump over here and we decide that we want none of these, right? We want to get rid of all of them, but we do want to bring up singular cases, because inside of singular cases is grid fill. I should just make a preset called grid fill, and that would just do it. And I wonder if we could have some sort of control over that, but this isn't this. I'm goofing up in my gap, like, and I hate it. I hate it so bad. Like, these are the things that I truly am sad about. Yeah, I joke a lot about being sad, and I talk about things that, you know, might make me sad, but, you know, the thing that does make me truly sad is having my gab impacted, because, you know, I considered it an essential gift, and to lose it is just not good. And, you know, it's just lessening. So, in case you're wondering why I'm talking so much in content and not even doing time lapses, is that, you know, who knows how the future of my gab will be. You know, I hear it sounding different and weird and terrible all the time, and I hate it. It makes me not want to even talk on content, but let us go ahead and apply that. But I do love gab. I love gabbing. And what's crazy is I used to know someone named Gabby, and they are no longer with us, and that's like literally the story of everyone I've ever known. They're just dead, and that just happens. You know, everybody just dies, except this person was younger than me, so it's like, dang. And that's like the story of life in my hometown. People just pass away. Let's see. So it called me Joe Rogan. That's funny. I will take it. And I'm looking at the bottom, and I'm just thinking, how do I want to deal with that? I was about to box cut it, but I'm like, that will make it shorter. Let's try clean mesh. Clean mesh might help us out. Selected, and no, that's not going to work. Let's try it one more time. What we're going to do is we're going to press X, maybe not that X, and something like that. I'm just looking at the border because the border is telling me something. Telling me something's not right. So let us bring this back. And, you know, what we'll do is we'll just stop it there, and we'll apply the Boolean. This shape, we'll convert it to a wire because it's really just a reference shape until we delete it. You know, I just realized, what if I'm yawning because topology is boring? Just kidding. It's like mind blown over here. People in the comments are like, topology's boring? It's like, hell yeah, topology's boring. That's why I love it, though. So we see that that isn't going to work out either. We do want to maybe get rid of the bottom, though. So I'm just looking at it, you know, because we have an exact situation, and it's just icky. It's an icky situation, modeling wise, I mean. Let's delete faces. You know what I'm going to do? This isn't my favorite solution, but let's press Q, let's decap, and, you know, we'll press D to get rid of the original. We'll press F to fill it. And we're just trying to move it, but it's there we go. We're trying to move the offset, so we're offsetting from the top, and we want maybe that much just to get the party started. And we see that we really gave this some winner geometry, just some of that really good this is the geometry you want to write your mother about. Just kidding, I gotta stop making mother jokes. Otherwise, we'll keep falling into sad topics. But I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea. I'm telling you, all I care about are polygons, in a terrible way, not even the cool way. Like, polygons are all that matters. All right, so I'm just looking at this and looking at this, and I'm like, huh, hmm. So we just grab this one and we get rid of it, and so we also grab this one and we get rid of it, and let's Alt X and we mirror this to the other side, and you know, gotta keep that gap continuing. So we're just sliding and joining and sliding, because deleting is just a little risky, a little risque, if I may say so myself. But you know, we can select and press Shift tilde, and Shift tilde will show us how good we're doing. And you're like, wow, this looks like hell in Max. It's like, well, it's a hell of my own making, but we could always solve it. In fact, let's try it. And also, the answer is to half-ass it, right? Like, that's what we are training to do, is to half-ass it. Like, right now, we are not half-assing it. We're kind of doing it the proper way. And it's because we need to analyze the proper way. Like, we need to emphasize the proper way, and then talk about why we would break the rules. Like, it's not all about just getting straight. And of course, that's how you sell it. That's how you sell a product to people. You just tell them on the street, like, hey, this is so easy. You don't even have to think about the hard stuff. What hard stuff? Oh, the part where you don't ever get a job, or no one ever picks up your resume, or any of that, because you don't have any basic skills. That part. Oh, wait, what'd you say? Oh, nothing. We're not talking about that part. So, look, this tool, I say professional aims because, you know, the world's tightening. You're gonna have to get it together. The client is always right. If the client says, hey, I don't want that. All right, first of all, we don't want multi-join. I'm the client. I'm the client now. But yeah, you're dealing with a client. The client says, I don't want that garbage mesh. You need to get that corrected. Yeah, I got to argue with the person who's giving you the job. First of all, they need to pay you now, not within 30 days. And then also after that, they can be gone. You know, that's how jobs work. You know, they pay you and it's over. So you want only that path. You don't want to be arguing or debating or having them confirm with another person on the job. Like, oh, yeah, we could take terrible, tragic incon meshes. Yeah, dude, we could take incon meshes. We can never call them back again. Like, oh, what was that last part? No. Give us the mesh. Give us the mesh. This is a great mesh. But, you know, with the way the budgets are looking, we're going to need to be the other part of the pipeline too. We're going to have to be the guy that cleans it up. Like back in the day, they'd be like, yeah, we're just going to give it to our guy. He'll clean it up. You're that guy now. You're taking that job. You know, that's how dystopian times are getting, is we're what's the right word? We're scalping? No, we're skimming? No, we're scabs. We're scabs now. We don't want to clear the mesh either, but we do want to try that again. And we're just looking at this. I mean, these meshes aren't anything, really. Every time I solve it, I'm like, holy mackerel. I feel like I just accomplished something. And that is something to just... Alright, we are just M, center, and, you know, I'm just wondering why we are grabbing the wrong one. I mean, I know why we are. It's because these two things are not able to see it. Like, look, now we're able to do it because it's something with the way that the system works. And these are like some of those small nuances. Like, people are probably like, yo, why are you talking about replacing things? I'm like, very, very small nuances, but let's pretend like we're making a video game, and the video game has a bunch of rules, and to win, you have to win by the rules of the game. Then we got to solve all these damn nuances, all right? And stop messing around. Stop playing. So the whole gamify aspect is going to be so important because, you know, how do you technically make someone better? You know, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to try to find out. You know, I see that other people are just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. You know, I think I have something that I can throw at the wall. You know, just experience. Just a bit of experience. That's it. I mean, I'm not even saying it in a braggadocious way. I'm just saying that's my thing I'm throwing at the wall is experience and muscle memory and pain and bodily hurt and like futility and, you know, telling you, there are some plans that can be made if you think about 3D like it's dying. Not literally, because the death of it is us. Like if we stop putting new bodies in the field and people just stop entering the field and people stop having dreams and imaginations, then yeah, I think the field would die out. But as long as we are here, there's a purpose for us. We just have to redefine what that purpose is. You know, I have a lot of people who are just like, hey, what is that purpose going to be? I'm like, damn, you should ask yourself this. Like, you really should ask yourself, because I'm asking myself, and it's not like I know all the answers. I'm not trying to be like that, like pretend like I got all the answers. I'm clueless. That's why I'm in the same boat as everyone else. I'm like, you know, we gotta just find out what that means. But the current path of just waiting for it all to end, to just wait for the magical update of whatever AI out service, I was going to say something else more illicit, but whatever AI to, you know, come up with a thing to make our imaginations come true. But I see that there is a need, there is definitely a need for services to make our imaginations come true. I know, and that sounds weird to say, but imagination is so hard to put together. Like, I mean, I look at Ash Thorpe, I'm like, man, I wish I was him. Wish I had his level of intelligence and mobility to basically put together an idea at such speed that he's unable to, he doesn't ever lose it. He doesn't lose the idea. The idea is just there from beginning to end. So, I don't know. I admire it. I admire it. I think about it. I'm like, wow, I'll never be like that person. But, you know, we only have one life. I mean, if we're like, I'll never be like that person, right? It's like, well, when are you going to be like that person? In the next life? Maybe. The next life, wow, we're becoming Hindu. All right, so we'll press C, cut through. Not in the offensive way. I just was trying to think of a culture that believed in reincarnation, and Hindu is the first one to come to mind. Love and respect for any Hindus. You know, my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies is R. I think I'm probably being racist now. No, I think it is. I think it was, no, it was an Indian movie. I can't say it's a Hindi movie. That probably is reductionist. It's cruel. I'll have to double check these things on Google, and we're just going to scale it out. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. To just scale it out. That's all I'm saying. Just a little cleanup. Little rapid cleanup. And how do we want to handle this? So I bet this person is challenging me. Like, I see that I got messages from him, so he probably saw the part in the video where I said, don't challenge me, or I will challenge back. And then we'll just be challenging two people, and then this Double Dragon or Mortal Kombat or whatever, like our two realms will go to war. All right, and the winner will get to say that they won, but the loser will get to use deceit and somehow still like bypass the rules of Mortal Kombat. Like, I don't get it. Mortal Kombat is just a game where it's just intended to be cheated and bypassed. So I don't know. I'm just thinking about the plot of Mortal Kombat 1. I shouldn't be thinking about that on video. I'll get all crazy. And what we want to do is click on, oops, we'll click on it and use it here. So something like that. And let us go ahead and also do that here. and we want to look at it as blocks via the side, and there's not the most we can do here. Oh, okay, we really don't want to do that. And we could always bring up line via the other way too. I just like using it the way that you see me using it in this case, where I am, let's see, let's put this loop in here. Sorry, got distracted. Double distracted. Also, I'm over here listening to real life music, which real life music gives me different thoughts. Like, I'm not a complete person who's turned their back on humans completely when it comes to music, but I do be hearing some fire songs. But I think they're only fire to me, just because I look for a song that is sad enough. So I'm just looking for the letter C. I always hate looking for the letter C when I press knife. Even though I should know where it's at, here, kitty kitty. So we press K, we press C, and we'll look at like so, and we're making progress. We might have to do a little bit of consolidation, but as you see, it is nothing, and we're just playing a little game with all the multiple triangles, as I'm thinking in my head of what a solution engine would do to an area like this and how it would work. Like, we are doing the same thing over and over, and we're doing it to the same pattern of area. And so, I'm not the smartest man. When I'm talking about it, I'm like, hey, can we do a 2D conditional, like a topological conditional in the form of code? I mean, look, I don't know how robust Python is. Also, the answer is no. That would basically be able to hold a solution in code, and we would just be able to search for it. And I mean, like I said, the answer is no. The answer is, what? It's like, yeah, my bad. Look, I really need it though. So, I mean, I'm not giving up. That's what I'm saying. I am rethinking it. And so I'll approach an idea and re-ask it 10,000 different ways. I'm like, so if we take a bunch of water, we put it in a bucket, and we do this, and this will result in it? They're like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, so if we take the code and we put them in a bucket, and we fill the bucket with water, and they're drowning, and they have no other choice, and we tell them to make the thing, like, that basically would make the thing, right? And they're like, well, theoretically, yes. It's like, well, can we do that, but without the buckets of water? And, but I'm just making a joke about water bucket drowning, so you have to excuse me again. Like I said, as many women have told me, not funny out of 10. So, subdivision absolutely destroyed the bottom. And that's just terrible. And they're telling me that my hard drive copier is already on its way. Like, I didn't have a M.2 copier, so I had to pick one up from Amazon. But now that I got the hard drive, I'm like, let me just go ahead and get this over with. I'll switch out these hard drives. If they're saying that the hard drives are possibly being problematic, then I would like to move on with my life and continue to use this computer. I would definitely much rather use this computer than I would like to open a new computer, set up Windows, start dealing with license keys. And, anytime you start dealing with license keys, they're like, hey, you want to buy the new version? It's like, no. You didn't even fix the bugs. Like, I'm looking at Camtasia right now, and I was thinking about buying the new version, but they never fixed the bugs with the previous version, and that part's bad. Not to them, but it is to me. Alright, so I'm going to create that connection, and we'll do that, and for this we'll do that, which will give us that, and then we'll do that, and that gives us those two, and now we're over on this side. So, wrapping it up, what does it take? And now it's approaching that part of the day where I don't actually want to press Control R anymore. I actually want to press different hotkeys all together to keep leisurely working. Or I can just give up. I can give up and start watching YouTube trash of like the trash of the day. Start hearing about war and Hezbollah and I guess the Bible talks about how Israel's going to get destroyed, and they don't talk about how they caused it themselves. Anyways, or bring it about themselves with overwhelming destruction to the enemy. But that's a different topic. That's not a Blender topic. But it is the news. So I am curious. And we look at this shape, and we got somewhere nice. Except I do want to do something there, and we also want to do something here. And this is where, you know, Control R begins to weigh heavily. I mean, hotkeys are just hotkeys, and if you are of the Blender health, where you're like, yo, I press hotkeys all day, F this loser, I press hotkeys. See you in 10 years, see you in 15 years. And if you're thinking, oh, I'm not going to be doing this by then, I'm going to become a stock trader. See you in 5. All right. So what I'll do is back out from here, because we are just quadding everything on a way out, just a growing formation of just completing the shape. So I will pick up on this in the next portion. I'll save it for now, and then we'll save and export, so that way I'm not exporting such long videos. So one moment.